For a couple weeks now, I've been messing around with Mario Maker 2 because of quarantine. I've had some level ideas, but after trying to make them, they weren't really possible because there was some stuff that was missing from the game. So I thought about it and I made this video to show some 10 new ideas for additions for Mario Maker 2. Wait, what? Oh, the final update already came out. Well, I'm still doing this because I worked hard to make the script and the video. Now, I'm pretty sure Nathaniel Bandy already mentioned this one before, but I agree with him on the mountain theme idea. In the new Super Mario Bros. Series, there's an entire world dedicated to mountains. This theme can be dedicated to mountains because that's what mountains are, and climbing them. You could do this by leaping from platform to platform to make it seem like you're jumping from mountain to mountain, which doesn't make sense, but it's Mario. Or you could be going through one huge mountain. I think mountains have some pretty unique layouts that are pretty different than from other themes, so it can lead to some pretty unique levels. Also, we can get some remade levels from Celeste, since the creator of Celeste actually made some levels from Mario Maker 2. Celeste is only $20, so you should buy it right now. It's a really good platformer. Not sponsored, because I don't have any subscribers. Another theme we could add is a lava theme, and I don't mean the castle theme, we already have that. A good example of this is World 8 or 6 in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, where it's basically a big moat or something, a big lava land basically. It's pretty similar to the mountain theme, except you could be exploring the rough lava terrain, a volcano, or Bowser's moat to his castle. We don't really have platforms that move, so I thought platforming with moving platforms can make levels a bit more difficult. Yeah, I know there's levels with moving hills, which are just circles, but that doesn't sound like a revolutionary idea. I guess you could have those stars in World 4-1 in New Super Mario Bros. U, when their stars that rotate when Mario jumps on them, but who really cares? But remember Ludwig's castle from the same game? Throughout the entire stage, the platforms that Mario needs to jump on are constantly moving, and there's a big sense of being crushed by the platforms. These types of platforms, along with an auto scroller, can make levels seem more hasty since you can't really stop moving, or the auto scroll will kill you. But you need to process the stage first, or you'll get crushed by the moving platforms. Maybe we can add some search blocks along the way to switch things up. Now I know water levels isn't everyone's favorite type of level, but what if we have pipes that blast water to make Mario go faster? Let me explain. In Blooper's Secret Lair of World 1 of New Super Mario Bros. U, there's pipes that blast water that can boost Mario in the level forward, well, whatever direction they're facing. I was thinking that these pipes can help speed up water levels, since they're usually pretty slow, and that's why I think people don't like them. In New Super Mario World, there's green Koopas, red Koopas, yellow Koopas, and blue Koopas. Sure, they all look the same, but each one grants a different ability to Yoshi once Yoshi eats them. These range from being able to breathe fire, to flying, to doing a ground pound, sort of. With these variants, who knows what kind of fun levels people can make. And plus, maybe these enemies can kind of camouflage with the theme, like stick in, if you know what I mean. Plus, with flying Yoshi, maybe we can make Flappy Bird. Who knows? Except not copyrighted. Now I know this one seems a bit far-fetched, but follow me for a minute. You guys who've played New Super Mario Bros. DS remember each boss at the end of the world, which was unique to the rest of the bosses. What if we could make our own bosses like those too? I know Nintendo added the Koopalings because of the update, but they're kind of the same, except for I think he's Iggy, the one that I'm gonna cut that part out. When making your own boss, you can either take already added elements and combine them in your own way to make like a machine, or actually draw the design of the boss, which could promote the use of the Mario Maker 2 pen, so people would buy it. Let me explain how drawing a boss would work, with fine quality images from Paint 3D. First, you'd be given a canvas to draw your boss, for obvious reasons. After you've drawn the base design, you can shade in your boss design with a palette of colors and some pattern designs given. The only attacks the boss can have is whatever elements are in the game, as long as it's in the Mario Maker 2 code. Bosses could be like the Monty Tank in World 6 of New Super Mario Bros. DS. This idea seems pretty far-fetched and very unlikely as it sounds complicated, but at least you can design bosses and paint 3D. Or in your own Mario Maker game. Not Mario Maker game, your very own Mario game, in Flash or something. Besides the cape in Super Mario World, the penguin suit is my favorite power-up. As some of you might already know, the penguin suit lets Mario slide on slopes which can let him go across water and break any bricks he collides with, as well as the ability to shoot ice balls. By using the penguin suit, we could create some racing / speedrunning levels that don't involve Koopa Car. These could be racing levels where you slide down on your belly with the penguin suit or shoot an enemy into an ice block and ride it down. Just like in Right Side Down Galaxy in Super Mario Galaxy 2, it would be a cool addition to be able to change the gravity in levels using gravity arrows. I know in the underground theme in night mode, it turns the screen around as if gravity was turned the other way, and in the skies theme in night mode, it makes gravity all wonky. But what if you could change the direction of gravity only for certain locations in the level? Super Mario Odyssey uses these gravity arrows in the inverted pyramid in its 2D sections, which proves it'll work for Mario Maker 2 as well. It could be similar to the one-way walls. Levels like these could be similar to Right Side Down Galaxy, or completely original. There could also be gravity spotlights that move, so you have to follow them, or you will die. Now I know we have a spike in the game, but what if we could drop spikes? Wait, spikes dropping spikes? What if you could drop spike downwards onto the player like in Dry Desert Mushrooms in New Super Mario Bros. U? These types of spikes are called stone spikes, which I don't really get, since they're just color swapped regular fishy loopkins. Maybe a combination of spikes stacked on top of each other. Maybe we could create our own Donkey Kong levels, like the arcade game. What if we got Donkey Kong in general? That would be cool, but pretty unlikely. An enemy for water levels that creeps me out are the Mares / Unagai / Eels. These scary enemies are found in the entire docks of Super Mario 64, as we all know, World 4-3 and 8-3 in New Super Mario Bros. DS, and in the depths of Seaside Kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey. These enemies can work like piranha plants but without the pipes, or you can give a certain direction to swim, similar to the snake blocks. A skin for the eels can be the Gringill from Super Mario Galaxy, which are also pretty terrifying. Just look at their face. Scratch that. Just look at them in general. They're pretty terrifying. If the themes I mentioned are added, then we can add more platforming elements to make levels more dynamic. And no, I can't tell if I'm using that word right. It sounds fancy. I'm pretty sure I'm using it right now. One of these things are the platforms that tip over once Mr. Mario jumps on them. Looking back at 8-1 in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, you'll see Mario jumping on the platforms that I've mentioned before. These platforms can be used in speedrun levels since you can't really stop and think, or you'll die. But you need to process what's going on in the level, or you'll also die. In the majority of outdoor lava levels in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, there's usually some lava geysers rising up, stopping Mario in his path. These geysers can be placed in gaps between the floor, and you can change the size of the geyser. Just how you could change how high the geyser goes. There's only two climbable objects in Mario Maker 2, the vine and the wall that Cat Mario can climb across, but they're basically the same thing. What if we had some cliffs to climb across? In World 6-1 of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, there's some rocky ledges that Mario can either walk across or climb across. This would seem like a pretty good addition for the 2D styles, as only the 3D world style has a somewhat similar asset. I think the rocky ledges would work best with the mountain theme I talked about earlier, since as you can see, These fit pretty well with the mountain theme. In World 4-1 of the new Super Mario Bros. U, there are some rotating stars which I've already mentioned, but I put this in the script twice, so whoops. Remember Mario vs. Luigi on the DS? I remember dominating in that game in summer camp. Since we already have Pong and multiplayer versus mode, well, Pong, like, gotta do some semantics in the level design. What if we had actual minigames similar to Mario vs. Luigi? There could be a similar minigame to Giant Snowball Slalom, where 2 to 4 players are on a screen on their own column. In order to push the snowball further, you have to spam A. The faster you spam A, the faster your character pushes the snowball. Along the path, there's stones and penguins that the player has to dodge, just like in the actual minigame. Since players probably don't want to get hit by the obstacles, moving the joystick or pressing the D-pad up or down can move your character up or down, which is pretty obvious, to avoid the obstacles. Another minigame could be like Danger, Bomb, Danger. This minigame is implemented in Mario Maker 2, would be pretty similar to the actual minigame like you see before, except the bomb control is your actual character. I hope you enjoyed my 10 additional ideas for Mario Maker 2. I hope you stay safe, have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe.